when we look for vendors, and to acknowledge that nothing's ever going to be, seamless or any of that. But let's both work, to a common good of help us get what we need, and we'll continue to buy from you. And, that usually works out pretty well. My name is Alexander Staub. I guess my journey with Chicken N Pickle began when we first started to develop the concept of Chicken N Pickle. So Bill Crooks, our CEO, basically approached me when they were in the ideation phase and said, "What do you know about pickleball and rotisserie chicken?" And I said, I know about rotisserie chicken, but pickleball I don't know much about. So that led us down the journey of kind of figuring out, what the concept would look like, what kind of food would we serve, all that fun stuff. So I've been with Chicken N Pickle since day one. So I think a general understanding between both sides, right? I mean, I know that there's constraints on both ends. There are times when we need something that's on the fly, then you guys might not have it. We lean on you all to use your resources to help us out in a jam. In return, we try to be loyal to you all in terms of saying like, hey, it's scratch each other's back, right? I mean, we believe, I think, in partnerships, in terms when we look for vendors, and to acknowledge that nothing's ever going to be, seamless or any of that. But let's both work, to a common good of help us get what we need, and we'll continue to buy from you. And, that usually works out pretty well. I mean, American METALCRAFT we probably spend the most money with them in terms of smallwares. So all of our metal tins that all of our food go into from our regular restaurant, all of our plates, we use all their plates. And then from the catering side, we use like their big metal display. They're great, they're durable, they look great, they last, they stack well. All those things, again, functionality, appearance, durability, both American METALCRAFT and CAMBRO. I mean, just very, very durable products. The food service items, all of our prep and all that stuff is held in CAMBRO products, right? They have a great shelf life in terms of the wear and tear. They will take a lot. I mean, we're really busy, and we move through a lot of product. They're easy to use, they clean well, they look good. Between shelving, between, the CAMBRO containers themselves, pretty much our whole entire walk-in and storage system is pretty much CAMBRO. I think anyone in the restaurant industry knows, the name CAMBRO, and it's just, you're going to get a great product. And they think about functionality too. Lids fit well, shelving is easy to remove and clean. I think from their approach, they try to make lives, on operators as easy as possible. Favorite thing on the menu, probably a rotisserie chicken. That was like the first thing that we nailed down. We're actually using a test kitchen of a fellow chef friend of Bill and I's, but all the brines we're actually making in our office. And so all the people in the office were like, what does that smell? So it was kind of fun. That's the first thing we kind of nailed down. Most popular, it's probably tied between two, our NKC hot chicken or our pickled chicken sandwich. So one's grilled, one's fried, one's spicy, one has smashed avocado like a pickled slaw, bacon, jack cheese. So those are probably two popular. And actually wings in Grand Prairie, we sell a ton of wings in Grand Prairie. A lot of our, meat and protein contracts are priced in quarterly. So usually we kind of like to look at things in a quarterly perspective, especially, being in Kansas City in the Midwest, you have seasonal changes. So right now it's kind of a quarterly approach, at least for our main menu, at the restaurant level. And then we have our catering menu that we'll probably touch twice a year. There's a couple different, probably 2.5 pages of other options to that. But we also do a lot of custom menus. So we'll do a lot of like roasted whole pigs, we'll do some homemade pasta, so we'll do some fun stuff that people probably don't think we can do. All the ALTO-SHAAM holding cabinets we use for all of our caterings. I mean, I think we have 2 doubles, there's another double somewhere, and a couple singles all throughout the property. But like I said before, we do probably 10 to 20 caterings on busy days, and all of our hot held products go in all the ALTO-SHAAMs. They're great in terms of like temperature holding, they're very accurate, controlling humidity. So, I mean, they're in all of our stores, we've used them since day one. I think that's what everyone tries to do, and that's the hard part, right, is the teaching, the infrastructure, the people that you need to grow. And I think we have a pretty aggressive growth plan. So right now, one of my major focuses is training and people retention and hiring. I think it's twofold. I think it's really an approach to letting people kind of come in and gather socially. So we kind of pride ourselves, there's people come here, they hang out, they interact, they have, conversations. They usually stay on property for 2.5 hours. So Chicken N Pickle, we do have a 501(c) charity. So I think last year, a good representation was each city we were in, I think we gave over $100,000 away to various charities. And there's also just small little fundraisers we do. You know, we'll do 10% back nights for some people, we'll do bingo nights. You know, any way we can kind of bring people onto the property and allow them to kind of use our property to, you know, support whatever needs they have, is we're really big into that. That kind of ties back into our hearts are local. Just trying to be a part of the community you're going into. We believe that if the community and everyone kind of rallies together, that, you know, magical things happen. Be humble, treat people well, you know, put out good products. I don't think there's any secret to it. I think it's just doing what you love to do and keep doing it day in, day out. Bring people along for the ride and have some fun while doing it. You know, I think when we all started this journey, we didn't know if this, you know, this pickleball concept would take off. Bill and I running the first one, and yeah, we were all kind of like, this is a 50% chance of not making it. And it was a lot of work, but obviously it paid off and it did well. I think that's kind of the approach we take to each new one we open. You know, like, hey, if we can open one more, then we get another one. It goes back to that process. Like, enjoy it, be humble, have fun, you know, treat people well, put out some good products, and good things happen.
So whenever I first started out here at Midway, I did start out as a chef, and I was new to K through 12. So I'll say menu before was, I wouldn't say simple, but simplicity sometimes is good, but I like to think outside the box. So I'll say before was looking at more of the simple options that kids would love to eat. And now thinking of things outside the box, thinking of things of what do they eat normally now, or what do they want to eat.